because it's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Brooklyn Bulls. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Great, great, great!
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, baby.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Mike 52.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10.
I'm scared. Mike 52.
He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 60 yards. And the Panthers take a first-quarter lead. And he puts it through.
There we go. That's the touchdown. That's it. There you go.
Gano out to kick this one away.
Strong right. I got him.
Play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Tight into the right, boy, tight into the right.
Gun!
Hey, we got...
Watch it now, Barney!
Check! Motion!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete here. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, You just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Tight right, tight right. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hot.
Here we go.
And now whistles and a flag,
Hey,
and I
Mike
think we
20,
got a
Mike
jump
20, Mike
here.
20.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And that last penalty makes this 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Watch tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
4 down, 4 down.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Guy.
Hot.
Back to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there.
If there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Fighting through, and he's got space. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room in a situation like this. And so think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Now it's buying time to his left. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Chris Hogan, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. That's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They still can't get him. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
4 down. Mike 20, Mike 20.
The gun, they'll look to throw. We're looking downfield for Godwin. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play. But look for them to try it again later.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman.
Switch!
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed.
Blitz!
A gain of 39 that time.
Hot!
Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the
Detroit!
way down inside the
Detroit!
40 now for first and 10.
Hey, guys, I got 15. 15's mine. I'm taking them.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Back to throw now on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Flipped by Kevon Seymour. So Newton and the Panthers come up now first and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for second and 23.
Express!
From the gun, here's Newton. And he's going to go down again.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing third and long.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down. Check, 52's the
Shotgun snap for Newton.
Bring it.
He's going to fire one deep open. Got his man, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. They give him a gain of 38. Well, that didn't take very long. You mentioned you have to keep him under wraps. Avoid the big plays, what you said, and here he makes one in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't let this become a habit. Otherwise, you know what'll happen? He'll flat out take over this game.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. From the midfield line, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
Newton now to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. That's one step in the proper direction.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Detroit! Detroit!
Key to tight end. Key to tight end. We got four. We got four.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really how he can hurt you. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Let's get it together. Hey,
Gun! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away. This team now wants to push people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down and 8 to start things out.
Boom! Yeah, baby!
Great! 20. Set.
Here's Newton. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep left sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he was outside and just chucked it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Flushed out right. He'll drop off to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. Here's Michael Pilardi now. He'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 18. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Hey, 4 down.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. So
all right, now, lucky
quickly all the way
56,
up at the
lucky
40-yard
56.
line.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right. 4 down. 4 down. Slam.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey. 4 down. 4 down.
Detroit.
Check.
Mike.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Dancing to his left.
Better bring it. You better bring it.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down inside Carolina's 15. And what a big-time play there. 47 yards.
Woo-hoo-hoo! He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10.
Gun.
Motion. Reset.
Gun.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Nick Perry in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21.
I got 15. 65.
Gun.
Here we go, Mike 20.
From the shotgun, they look to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and it'll bring up third down.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there.
Watch you now,
let's
Barney,
get together,
Barney.
guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevon Seymour. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They start on the ground with the Crawford. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a second and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease and make them through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll tuck it and run. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
You want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll bring up a third down and very long.
Strong left.
You ain't doing nothing. Gun.
Out of the gun, Newton. Steps away to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Yeah. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to play for Carolina. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played for the we put 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. You need to go in a different direction next series.
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into the year? Maybe change up the play calling and help him out a little bit.
Buying time to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
2nd and 10 now from the 20. Second down, McCaffrey. Down right around the 25. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Lay down.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7.
Over!
Shedding through the defense. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. 25 yards.
There we go.
And the Panthers into their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 21-0.
Carolina will kick this one off. Number 36, back
Gano out to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. Spinning past him. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Tight end. Tight right. Tight right. We got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right, and it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Over!
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Looking to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman.
Watch Mike.
Oh, this is taken in.
Outside
It's complete.
Outside coming.
And all the way down to the 26.
Woo!
A big
Okay,
play
baby,
there. 46 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred. Still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that
nothing.
position
Watch it
still
now, Barney,
apply.
Barney.
If things go wrong, you still act
Detroit,
like you're the best player out
Detroit.
on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Alert.
They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. His throw incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks. Here in the first half, they've come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll drop the throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the
Now let's go.
interception he had that ended their last drive.
3-19!
Jump balls.
They're going to look to throw.
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Crash.
Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Don't throw this way.
We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they want to play him out. Nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some adjustments.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That goes for a gain of 31.
Right there. 54, right there, right there. 54, Mike.
Now Newton on first down. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over them. This is caught inside the 15.
Here we go.
And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. From the red zone now, Newton being chased out left. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
We got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep.
Eight!
No, check that. We're going to Mike 52 right here. Mike 52.
To throw again.
Here I come again.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And Gano's kick is right through. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Gano out to kick this one away. And here now the offense heading back out there. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they have something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better.
We'll find out. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage.
Hurry up, here we go.
Correct.
Blue 90.
No pick, just
Blue
incomplete
90.
that time. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And Martin's got it complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds a man. It's Martin. And now loose football. Fumble. Martin lost it. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Odd. 3 down. Odd. Motion, I got one.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Yeah. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Throw is incomplete. That's Martin. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
You're not ready.
Back to throw. Flushed out right.
Let's go.
Pass incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down.
He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. If you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try to take you out of that.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. And a short return to the 6-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting to drive.
And now that still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it.
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
After that play, I think we know one quarterback will be extremely happy if his defense can hold the opposing team to a field goal here.
Tight end left, tight end left. Hey, we got 3 down.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Peyton Barber, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2.
Tight right. 4 down.
They're going to run forward Jones. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call a green light, red light carry. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had...
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time,
Watch
but
it now,
sometimes.
Barney!
And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Steps away to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Double tight, guys.
Gun.
4 down.
Hey.
Alert. Stay at home. Stay at home.
Following the fumble recovery, Newton taking a shot for Samuel. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. In for the score. And the Panthers take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. Well, what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs. If you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others.
Detroit!
You can have an empty
Detroit!
possession, punt the ball away,
Now let's go!
second defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when you take it back and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You'd better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Detroit!
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
On 1st down, he's out to throw. Looking left side, and he's got it in. It's Martin. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I see you, boy. I see you.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
Hey, watch edge. Watch edge. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Now play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll.
Yeah, that's how we
Nick
do, dude.
Perry in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Hey.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Single.
They look to throw now on 1st down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
4 down, 4 down.
He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Barber. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
Odd. 5 down, 5 down. Stand.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mike.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This complete to Martin.
I got you.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Blitz.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Mario Addison. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
No. Check.
So
Patriot!
good on
Patriot!
3rd down all day long.
Gun,
Can they convert another
gun,
here
gun.
on 3rd and goal?
Mike's 59. Mike.
Detroit! Detroit!
All day, baby.
They'll set up the throw. And now here is another interception. T.J. Green with a pick. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Hey, baby. Good stuff.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre. They go play action here on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Come on now.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Gun.
2nd and 10, Newton again. And this one caught by Max Williams.
Here we go.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey, rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run, deep left side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game.
Here we go.
Offensively, they've had their way with them.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Tight end right.
Look at hot.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Here we go.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Mike's 5-4.
The Panthers going for it on 4. Newton. He's going to fire one deep, and that's caught inside the 30.
That's where you
And
belong.
he finally
Here we go.
goes down at the 23-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Shift.
to give. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Newton buying time to his left. Shakes off the sag. And Howard under pressure again, and down he goes again. Carl Nassib in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Key him. Key the tight end.
Now a play fake, and it's Newton. Steps away. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Gerald McCoy in there to drop him yet again, and he must be shell-shocked back there. That's now back-to-back-to-back sacks. 4th down. Back to throw, Newton. Staying on his feet, and he's going to go down again. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And as a result, possession switches hands. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Tight end right. 4 down, 4 down. Alert.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Out to the left there and completes to Howard. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and dropped shy of the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Even.
They'll throw here out of the gun. Looking downfield for Godwin. And it's caught. Touchdown. A big play there. 46 yards. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Such an art to dot the I, just get the feet in right there against the line before going out of bounds.
Such an incredibly graceful, athletic play,
Three
but
down.
also a lot of practice goes into it. They work on that to make sure that they learn how to train their feet to get down in bounds.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in a chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down,
Caused all of that.
it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 73 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Woohoo! Interception! Woohoo!
Gano out to kick this one away. Short kick. Well, the up middle take it now. And now back out comes the offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Yeah, sometimes, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, but they chip away at their timing.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Dayon Buchanan in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. And this offense on third down today, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 17. He'll drop the throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10.
Set! Green, 39! Green!
They'll look to throw. So he stays up. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Throw left side complete. It's Martin. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
Although it's more commonplace now than at any other time in the NFL, it's still tough to think about throwing a rookie quarterback right into the fire week 1. But guess what? He handled the fire awfully well and threw his first touchdown pass.
A try here for the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
That's fielded in the end zone. And an alley to run. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy gets through and picks him up.
There's the turnover. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Cam Newton with his 5th touchdown pass of the game. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is ahead of time, maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them. But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Tight end's right.
Gun!
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
They're coming.
And my goodness, another interception. Kevon Seymour. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
All day.
Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch, counter punch, hasn't it? Throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
That's rock now.
McCaffrey on the counter. And an extra run. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Newton now throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore.
Here we go.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys!
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
5-2 is the mic.
Newton on first down. Forced out to his left. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Throwing here, Newton. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Hey.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the defense has come up with it. He gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you've got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been doing.
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Flushed out right. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
No. Check. Patriot.
I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear. And ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
Crash. 3 down.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
3.
This will be caught inside the 10. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. He got 29 yards that time.
Detroit!
Last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunity.
And it's caught. Touchdown. In for the score. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at. This one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Tight end left. 40.
We got set. 180.
Hey, alert.
Newton's going to throw it. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
3 down.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the ordinary legs still. This is a tough game. And nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here this opening weekend. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Now Newton will bring the Panthers up to go for 2. From the gun, Newton. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers.
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Blitz! And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They have a chance to win this ball game.
Over.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, it'll be intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1.